Greetings of peace, and thanks for tuning in. May the peace and blessings of Source be with you. So this is a brand new channel. It's dedicated to the Schumann Resonance. We're going to be forecasting the Schumann Resonance spikes. I'm going to explain how I can do that. Now, I've been studying the Schumann Resonance longer than most. Over approximately about a decade or so, I've been studying these charts and been using it as a tool to help me perfect my raising of frequency, and hence raising my frequency, since we're all one, we're all connected within God, the unique creator of all that exists. Able to raise the Schumann resonance as well. Now, I don't mean to say this to be egotistical or anything like that. Just trying to spread the truth. There's a lot of disinformation. There's a lot of hearsay about the Schumann resonance. People think these spikes are occurring because of all sorts of things. It's CERN, it's the magnetosphere weakening of the Earth, it's the lightning strikes, it's the aliens, it's this, that, and the other thing. So we're in this cycle, and this is why it's happening. It's cosmic energies, or now it's not any of those things, because there are so many different timelines existing in every moment, that one timeline could have a weaker Schumann resonance, and another timeline could have a stronger resonance. And this is all done by choice, by spiritual practices that I'll explain in this video and future videos to come. So, sub and subscribe if you want to follow me in this experiment that I'm going to be doing. So like I said, I've been following this longer than most, probably more than 99% of the people on YouTube. I've been following the Schumann resonance. I've been using it as a tool to sharpen my spiritual practices, to raise the Schumann resonance, and creating spikes shown on this very sensitive Schumann resonance equipment here in Tomsk, Russia. So before we get into that, just want to explain, like, for me, I feel like the green resonance you see on the charts here, this is heart frequency. So whenever you see the green predominant on the charts, that means the love frequency is very high on the earth. When you see these white lights coming in, these are more divine downloads coming in from the unique creator of all that exists. I don't see the red as like some negative thing. Some people say the red frequency that shows on the charts is negative. I don't. The red and the yellow always come with the white light, or just before the white light comes in. So it's a higher frequency. Not exactly sure what they represent so far, but they do come with the higher frequencies of the white resonance, which is the divine, godly resonance coming in, giving us downloads. So when I'm getting these downloads, I find we get the spikes in the Schumann resonance. Now, I'm not the only one who can affect the Schumann resonance. That's one of the main reasons why I'm making this channel and these videos, is to show that we can raise the Schumann resonance, and I'm going to prove that over time by forecasting when Schumann resonance spikes will occur and when it's going to be low. So we're going to be in a low, so forecasting, we're going to be in a low for the next few days, maybe till Thursday or Friday, maybe the weekend. We're going to start getting some stronger spikes, and I'm going to explain why that's going to be happening, and why we're in a lower why we're just getting the green right now. So the green is the love, it's the heart. So when you see a lot of green on the charts, it's a lot of love going on. And when you see the white and the reds and the yellows, that's a lot of divine light, higher vibrational light coming to the earth and to all of us. So this can show us different timelines, can show when the frequency is high. A lot of people can feel when these spikes are occurring, because if you're sensitive enough, you can feel it. So frequency is sort of like electricity. It's like volts, and the amplitude is like amps. So volts is like the frequency. So if there's lots of volts, there's a lot of electricity. But if there's no power behind the volts, then the volts can't move through the electrical wire. The amperage is like how strong the push is. So if the amps are low, the electricity will not move. So you need the amperage, you need that power behind. Um, you'll need the amplitude. So this is the amplitude. So we hit about 38 on one of the spikes here of the power of the white resonance, and it shows the powers of the different frequencies. So it shows also the different frequencies. So it shows 4 different frequencies. So you got the white, which is the higher spiritual, divine, and then I think the yellows and the reds are also high. They're not as high as the white, but they are also high frequencies as well. And the green is more the heart. It's the love, the passion, the love in the heart frequency. So the frequency is like the volts, and the amplitude is like the amps that gives the power behind the volts. So if something has a lot of volts and has no amps, then it can't electrocute you. It doesn't have the power to go through the resistance of your skin and your bones to electrocute you. But if it has the amps, the power, then it can go through you. So the white resonance, these white spikes are showing you the power behind the frequency. Okay. So we're going to show you how I've been raising the Schumann resonance, okay? I'm not doing this out of ego. I'm not saying, I'm just trying to be honest and truthful and spread the truth out there, because there's a lot of disinformation. There's a lot of hearsay about what's going on. So I want to show you, I'm going to give you over time, I'm going to give you the receipts of what's going on, how I've been raising the Schumann resonance. Now, obviously, all human beings have this capacity to do this. There's some times where my frequency has been lowered. I'm not practicing as I should be. And, for example, I find the green frequency goes down if I'm too aggressive, if I'm angry, if I'm playing, let's say, some video games that are, that are aggressive video games. Then I find the green frequency, the love frequency goes down. So when my heart is strong, I see it in the charts, and I've done this for years upon years. So I've got years of practice doing this, and this is how I'm going to be forecasting the Schumann resonance. And you can ride along with me. You could see either I'm a fool or I'm right or in between. I don't force, if you want to believe or not believe. That's completely up to you. It's a free will, cause and effect universe. But you stick with me, you'll see that I'll be accurate in my forecasts, not to the exact amplitudes, because I don't know how strong it's going to be, but I can tell you roughly when they're going to occur in the practices that I do, which I'll be explaining how to raise the Schumann resonance. So by embodying God's source codes. And I do this by reading the Quran. And I use the Quran because the Quran is the most authentic and most newest revelation given by God to human beings. It's been preserved better than the Bible or the Torah or any other book, because the people, when the Quran was revealed, it was memorized by millions of people since it was revealed till now. So anybody trying to bring out their own Quran and twist the words and things like this, it won't fly, because too many people have memorized the Quran from cover to cover. So this is why the Quran is protected. I pray 5 times a day. I remember God's source in many different ways, by giving charity, giving forgiveness, gratitude, meditation, by remembering Allah and His attributes, that God is omnipresent, He's omnipotent, He's all-powerful, He's omniscient, He's all-knowing, all-seeing, all-hearing. remembering the attributes of God. So by doing those practices, I'm not going to get into all the details, but just give you a ground level that, I'm a practicing Muslim. I practice, I implement God's laws in my life, and I stay away from the unlawful things that God forbids. I don't drink any alcohol. I haven't for decades. I'm vegetarian. I don't eat eggs or meat or anything like that. Um, I'm just saying what I do, whatever works for you, and what things that are best that satisfy your body, and what's best for you. Everybody's on a somewhat different path to get towards oneness. Um, so just keep that in mind as well. So Allah says, Allah, source, God, the unique creator of all that exists, says in the Quran, and it's Allah's will to lighten your burdens. So, for humankind was created weak. So God says the humankind was created weak, and we know. You can do your own research. Our DNA has been tampered with. Our telomeres, which gives us a longer life, have been shortened. Human beings used to live in the thousands of years. Now we live in to just a little under about 100 years or so. There's all sorts of junk DNA. So there have been alien meddlers, probably the Syrians and Orion genetic scientists from my research that have most likely meddled with our DNA to make us more weak, to shorten our lives, to put DNA commands in our genetics, to be more subservient to authority, to make us more of a worker slave race. But in turn, unknowingly, these genetic scientists made a way for souls to advance spiritually much quicker, the advanced spiritual path here on earth. Okay, since we're so manipulated here by so many alien races, our genetics have been tampered with. There's so much variety of human beings with all the genetic tampering, created so many unique experiences here. And since the human body was created weak, our DNA is created weak, this gave an opportunity for our souls to strengthen even faster. Because when you go to the gym and use heavy weights, you gain more power. So if our DNA is weak and been weakened, then we gain spiritual power more faster. So celibacy, we don't want to whack, and limited marital sex. So one of the things that I feel that they messed up with our DNA too is that when the male and the female come together in congregational sex, that they created a short circuit. The short circuit um, our spiritual power. So this is why celibacy, though it is very difficult and can be strict on the ego, is the higher spiritual path, but the marital path is a more balanced approach. And you want to have to raise your vibration in Schumann resonance. You want to have a limited marital sex. So so we don't want to be strict with the ego. We also want to combine all these practices together. So say you're really good at celibacy, but you don't practice forgiveness and gratitude and charity, and you don't remember God or Source very much. Then you want to bring all these in combination, because once you bring them all in combination, this is when the real power begins. So what happened here is that we get these lower periods is because I do have marital sex. So I find when I do have marital sex, the power of the frequency goes down, and it takes about a week or so to gets powered up. So I had marital sex here on Sunday night with my wife. So I figured the power is going to go back on. It's going to take me a few days, probably Thursday to Friday to the weekend. We're going to see some stronger spikes. So let's keep an eye for like Thursday, Friday, Saturday, for the spikes to start coming back in again. So, and I'm going to be reading a Quran and things like that to help bring the power up. So let's see what happens. I'll be back soon. I just wanted to make a quick video here, and I'll be in touch again shortly. So thanks for tuning in. May the peace and blessings of God be with you. Take care. Peace.